It started over a parking space. It ended with a 62-year-old Army veteran dying on the pavement outside a Walmart. And in between those two facts, there's about 90 seconds of video filmed by a stranger, backed up by a nearby Tesla's dashcam, that a lot of people have now watched and almost nobody agrees on what it actually proves. This is the Bart Diguglielmo case. Before we get to the parking lot, I want you to know who Bart actually was, because it changes how this whole thing sits with you. He was 62, grew up in New Jersey, ended up living in Lauderhill, Florida. He served in the Army. And then, this is the detail that got me. He spent the next 30 years as a trauma nurse. 30 years of being the person strangers see right after the worst moment of their life, trying to make sure it isn't their last one. His sister talked to reporters afterward, and she said something almost in passing that I haven't been able to shake since. Bart had an identical twin brother who died years earlier. So this family had already lived through burying one half of a pair. Now, decades later, they were doing it again. On June 30th, 2026, a Tuesday, just before 12:30 in the afternoon, Bart drove to a Walmart on West McNabb Road in North Lauderdale. That's it. That's the whole setup. No warning signs, no history, just an errand. A car pulled out of a parking space. A woman was there, and within minutes, not hours, minutes, an argument broke out between her and Bart over that spot. A witness nearby told local reporters he heard a woman screaming before he even turned around to look. By the time he did, it was already happening. The video shows Bart walking toward the woman while they argue. At some point, she pulls a handgun, and what the footage appears to show next is her backing away, weapon raised, while Bart lifts both hands. Then she fires. He was rushed to Broward Health Medical Center. He didn't survive. And here's the part that really gets me. This was a man who spent 3 decades on the receiving end of exactly this kind of emergency. Patients coming in with gunshot wounds. Him fighting to keep them alive. In the end, he became that patient. The woman who fired didn't run. She stayed. She cooperated with the Broward Sheriff's Office on the spot. And she told investigators she believed she was defending herself. Right now, this case is sitting with the Broward County State Attorney's Office. And somewhere in that building, someone is going to make a decision that decides the rest of this woman's life, and most of us will never even learn her name while they do it. Honestly, the part that still bothers me is how thin the line is here, at least from where we're standing. Florida's self-defense laws are some of the broadest in the country. You're not required to retreat if you reasonably believe you're in danger. That's real law, not a technicality. But it also means 2 people can watch the exact same 9 seconds of shaky cell phone video and walk away with 2 completely different verdicts in their head. I keep thinking about the timeline. Minutes, not hours. No history anyone's found between these 2 people. Just 2 strangers who wanted the same parking space on the same afternoon, and one of them had a gun in the car. To me, the strangest thing isn't the shooting. It's the size of what caused it. A parking spot. Something so small that in any other version of this exact day, neither of them remembers it by dinner time. This case had none of that. Just heat, bad timing, and a gun that was already within reach. Plans, and right now, there's no ending I can hand you. No trial date, no charges filed. Just a case file moving slowly through a system that has to get it right. Because a woman's freedom and a family's sense of justice are both sitting on opposite ends of the same decision. I don't have a tidy way to wrap this one up, because the story itself isn't wrapped up yet. So here's what I actually want to ask you instead. When the law says you don't have to retreat if you're afraid, where should I was scared end and I had another option begin? I'm not asking rhetorically. I genuinely flip back and forth on this one. Tell me in the comments. Just keep it on the law and the situation, not on guessing who this woman is. She hasn't even had her day in court, and there's a real family on the other side of this who's grieving right now, not looking for an audience to put their brother's death on trial twice. If you're new here, this is what I do. Told the way it actually happened, not the way it would play better. If that's your thing, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.